Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Eat Speak podcast, the most delicious podcast in the Metroplex. What, 2 million listeners now over more than 10 years? I'm Bud Kennedy.
And Steve Wilson.
Well, this is big news in Fort Worth. There's a lot of big restaurant news in Fort Worth right now, openings, closings, but there's a big comeback in the works. Something we found out about that stirred a lot of excitement. Terra Mediterranean Grill has been gone 4 years. It's reopening about a half block from where it was before in Crockett Row. Our guests today on the Eat Speak podcast are Adam and Lena Shanaa from Terra Grill. Adam, Lena, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for
You are talking from Terra Grill in Plano, and I know that there are other Terras and part of the Alibaba restaurant family. But tell us a little bit about Terra Grill and your decision to come back to Fort Worth. And where have you been?
Well, we're excited to be coming back to Fort Worth. There's been crazy amount of demand. We've been, working on just keeping consistency within the restaurants that we were able to keep during COVID. But we're definitely excited to be coming back to Fort Worth.
Lena, are you the one who cooks everything in the buffet? Are you the one who serves all this?
Believe it or not, sometimes I do. Yesterday, I was in the kitchen all day. In the morning, I did the buffet, and then at nighttime, we had quite a bit of dinner rush, and I was cooking everything too.
Well, for those who don't know about Terra or who weren't here 4 years ago, Adam, talk a little bit about. And I know you have to talk about them together, about Alibaba and Terra. Terra is known as the days of the big Mediterranean lunch buffet, where everybody would go, and then a place to go at night too for a really mid-price Mediterranean dinner, a glass of wine, a drink, something in the Crockett Row area. But kind of spell it to people who've never been to Alibaba or Terra about your restaurants.
Sure. So Alibaba started 1990, 32 years ago. We started a small hole in the wall in Dallas. Me and my brother, and then Mom joined us. She came in to the restaurant and kind of cleaned up the menu and just created all the recipes for the restaurant. So we've been doing that for a long time, for 32 years. In 2009, that's when we went into Fort Worth. We decided to open a location in Fort Worth. One of the questions we got from the landlord is asking if a change of name would be something we would consider. So we looked at the name. We didn't really want to change the name of Alibaba because it's been around for a long time. But then we came up with the name Terra Mediterranean, which we love. It was just the biggest hit for us. So we opened back in 2009, 2010, and Fort Worth was amazing. The people are amazing. The loyalty of the customers was incredible. We loved every minute of it. We were there for 10 years. Lunch, as you know, is out the door every day. The buffet killed it. Dinner was amazing. We had the really nice sit-down dinner bar, the whole thing. We had a little private room that we did a lot of parties in also. We catered to a lot of small parties, birthday parties, rehearsal dinners, baby showers, all that stuff. It was really good. And then unfortunately with COVID, and then with the whole West 7th project or whatever, Crockett Row, all the bars coming in kind of made it a little hard for us to operate out of that location. So we just decided to go ahead and shut it down.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Now, you're coming back into Crockett Row, and it's a little bit different location. You're coming back in the middle of the block on the north side, where I think it opened as Patrizio, and then it was a Brazilian churrascaria, and lately it's been a sushi restaurant. It's a big space, but it gives you a little bit different Terra. you're also bringing a completely different restaurant across the street. Now, tell us about La Cabrona.
You want to talk about that?
Sure.
Well, La Cabrona has been, we just came up with a name. We had another concept that we were going to open in Dallas. We had a space, but unfortunately, the city of Dallas never issued permits for it for some reason. So we put that on hold. That was about a year and a half ago. But then we've been looking for other spaces. And then Crockett Row came in. We looked at Terra, and then we looked at the other spaces to pick out a spot for Terra Mediterranean out of the shopping center. And we fell in love with that spot right across the way from Terra.
The former El Bolero, it was originally Tillman's.
Yeah, which will be perfect. We figure it'll be perfect. Not a lot of work to do. We're just going to revive it, clean it up, update the look on it, just create a really nice atmosphere. Just really good, great food to start with, and a fun place to be and hang out. And of course, the patio is great patio there. We're adding a private dining, both Terra and La Cabrona, because we had so much demand for private events that we decided to add private rooms for both places, which is attached to the restaurant.
Lena, I want to ask you in a minute about your favorite Mediterranean food. Steve, what, both Mediterranean food and Crockett Row, this is big news both ways, don't you think? I mean, in Fort Worth, the Hadari family's been here 50 years with the Biblos now in North Main. And then we've had some more recent restaurants like King Tut on Magnolia. Nish has been really popular lately on River Oaks, but everybody has always said there isn't anything like Terra. What do you think of when you think of the Mediterranean food, and what'll this be like on Crockett Row?
I think healthy, and I think salads and meat on skewers is kind of what I. But wow, I know is when are these things opening? I mean, you got two restaurants coming, and we actually work off of Crockett Row, so I want to know when they're opening.
Well, Adam, or Lena, you can tell us when they're opening, and Lena, tell us what people should know about Mediterranean food and the kind of the Mediterranean restaurant scene.
Yeah, absolutely. So La Cabrona, I think we're expecting to open by June. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. And then Terra, we should be opening by late August, early September. So we're just trying to give ourselves a couple months to catch a break, maybe just get things going in one and then get to the other one. So yeah, I mean, Steve kind of hit it right on the mark. It is healthy, but we've got really fresh flavors. Everything that we do, we make it, from scratch. We use.
Here we go. Start telling us what we're seeing.
That's my go-to lunch is the Greek salad. Greek salad, and I always like to add some chicken kebabs with it. So yeah, just very fresh ingredients. We use a Greek vinaigrette. There's those chicken kebabs.
Chicken kebabs, I'm all about that.
With our roasted vegetables and rice. Our portions are really large, which it's good. I mean, people like to come in and get value for what they're paying for. But along with value, we do offer very high quality. We pride ourselves in trying to find the best ingredients and the most authentic taste and flavors that we can bring.
Those are the falafel?
That is the falafel. Yes, very good falafel. Falafel drizzled with tahini, and that's our signature hummus. All grandma's recipes that we've just, continued to just continue to replicate, even though she's not with us anymore. And that's the gyro, the sliced lamb. That's very popular. So yeah, we're excited to bring all of this back to you guys, because I know, there's people that drive from Fort Worth now. I get at least a couple customers a day, daily, coming in, and we're from Fort Worth and we miss you guys so much. And, I always thank them for their continued support throughout the years, because it has been, 4 years since we left. But now that we're opening back up, everyone seems to be really excited, including ourselves.
Well, I mean, I can tell you that although I haven't been to Plano, I mean, even when I go to Prince in Arlington, Prince Lebanese, which has won a lot of awards and made some TV shows, I see Fort Worth people there. So I can tell you that Fort Worth is looking for a Mediterranean restaurant. And a lot of them are the small family places. but I don't know of another place. Biblos to some extent, but I don't know of another place that offers the bar and the kind of full dining experience that you have at Terra.
Yeah. It's definitely a fusion of cultures, I would say, to incorporate a bar with our type of cuisine. But we enjoy a glass of wine with dinner or a nice cocktail, and we use fresh juices, and we really have constructed recipes for cocktails that if we wouldn't enjoy them, then we wouldn't sell them. So
And the same thing for the food. Really, realistically, I mean, I would not serve anything that I would not eat or feed my kids or my grandson. Period. If it's not good enough for us, it's not going to be served at the restaurant.
Now,
That's
Adam, Lena, what do you all know about running a Tex-Mex restaurant?
So my mom is actually Mexican.
Wow.
So
she's from Monterrey, Mexico.
She's from Monterrey, Mexico. And she always, growing up, had 3 meals on the table. She was a stay-home mom to 3 of us. And, growing up, anytime I eat her food now, it's almost nostalgic for me because it just takes me back to when I was a kid. And there would be days where I don't want to eat my mom's cooking. I want pizza or, McDonald's or whatever, junk food. And now, looking back, I definitely, am very appreciative of having those meals. And she's honestly, and it's not because it's my mom, but, I have other, testimonies as well, friends and, even neighbors, relatives that just always say that she's got this flavor and this taste that is unmatched.
Yeah.
So we're excited because it is a collab of her recipes as well as my dad. We've lived in Mexico as well, so just replicating authentic taste from there. I think that we're going to be able to be very successful with that because like I said, she's got that magic touch.
Yeah, she does. And she worked with her aunts at restaurants in Monterrey, right outside Monterrey, Mexico, since she was about 15 years old. So she was in the kitchen with her aunts, helping, putting all the stuff, making all the chile rellenos, all the pork, asado puerco, all the tortillas, the fresh tortillas, everything from scratch.
This sounds like some real potential combination plates if you run the chicken kebabs across for the chicken fajitas.
It is. It's going to be amazing. I promise that, Bud. I mean, I promise everybody in Fort Worth, they're going to love it. I mean,
what's the signature? What will La Cabrona? Name a couple of the main things on the menu.
So we really wanted to do kind of shy away from the Tex-Mex, kind of menu that you see mostly everywhere. So we're really trying to bring some authentic dishes. So our tacos are going to be, probably most likely a big hit. We are going to have like carne asada and like pollo asado, but it's going to be, more authentic. My mom makes this awesome dish with cactus. We call it nopalitos. So we're really excited to, I've never seen that actually on a
menu anywhere.
Menu anywhere.
Well,
so.
You'll be able to look because you're 5 blocks from the James Beard finalist Don Artemio, which is known for their nopalitos.
Yes, so we're excited to bring our take on that too. Just our ceviche. We're planning on doing a brunch on Saturdays and Sundays.
On Sundays.
I'm sorry.
Brunch, like all you can eat buffet, but just everything.
But a Mexican style.
Now, La Cabrona is a buffet or not a buffet?
It's going to be on Sundays only.
Sunday buffet.
Sunday brunch, yes.
Sunday interior Mexican buffet. Okay.
Yes. It'll be a really nice station. We'll have a ceviche station. We'll have the taco station. We'll have like aguachiles. We'll have some seafood also, fried whole fish, stuff like that on the menu. And it's going to change. We'll have the soups, the typicals, the menudo, the pozole. we'll have all these and stuff rotating every Sunday. There's so many dishes that we can put out.
I never thought I'd be talking to the Alibaba and Terra owners about their new Mexican restaurant. This is remarkable.
Yeah.
Steve, how do you think right now, Crockett Row, as far as actual lunch and dining and dinner, there's Mashed and Social House have been anchors, and they've been there almost forever. Are those the two main restaurants right now in Crockett Row?
Yeah, there's a ramen place. There's really, the restaurants have really kind of, they had a food hall that didn't make. So this will be interesting having some new places to go to eat.
Right, and Fred's, of course, was there and left because they said it'd become too much of a bar area. But
Correct.
now the construction is over, and the new owner of Crockett Row seems to want to revitalize the restaurant business. And they had problems with parking and problems with bars. And, they seem to be working on trying to get all that fixed. So I guess you took a lot of your experience to Crockett Row, and what did you see that was different this time around, or what's improved?
Well, when we got a call from them, we had a email requesting a meeting. So I thought, okay, new owners just took over in August of last year. So we went to the meeting, and I've sat down with the owners and talked to them, and I was really impressed with the way, the vision they had toward Crockett Road. It seems to me that they're going to bring it back the same way it was, even better when we started, because it was an amazing space. I mean, where you can go with your family, walk around, eat a bite. There's a few shops to walk around and enjoy the walking and the atmosphere of the whole Crockett Row, which was West 7th at that point. So just talking to them, and just had a really good feeling about the bars were the biggest issue for us, in parking in the open container. So that's all, taking that all out of the picture, that makes us really excited by going back to Crockett. Because that was not a place we were looking to go back in Fort Worth at. We were looking at everywhere else except for Crockett. But with the new owners, with the meeting we had with them, they were amazing to work with, from Moody and Kathy and everybody that was involved. They were amazing to work with. That's the we did both deals on the Crockett Road.
I tell people that with a new development like that, it usually takes about 3 generations for the restaurants to settle in. It took Mockingbird Station a long time. It even took West Village a long time, and a lot of cycling through. So West 7th, and Crockett Row started as the place in West 7th, and now a lot of other busy bars and restaurants have grown up around it. But it does seem to be stabilizing a little bit, and to have a little bit less of a madcap scene. A couple of the worst bars are gone, and we'll see if. We'll see if things improve down there. Steve, anything else about Mediterranean food, or about Terra you'd like to talk about? What do you eat when you go to one of the Mediterranean restaurants?
Usually
Greek salad. I know
a Greek salad, and then maybe some hero, or some sort of ground meat on a stick kind of thing. That's kind of.
We always find ourselves sending out and saying, bring home a family pack of chicken kebabs and some bab ganoush. So that seems to be it, and we do it often. It's probably one of our 2 things that we have take home family pack orders for the most is Mediterranean cooking. So
okay, and it's this buffet that they're going to do on brunch for the Mexican food. I mean, because they have the buffet thing down, so I'm sure it's going to be great.
Well, everything, there's been so much development in the museums and Dickies Arena and all the business, and it will be a well-managed buffet. And Sunday brunch is a time when people can come down and not complain about parking in Crockett Row. So there's plenty of room for everybody.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the crowd. I think it's going to be really busy once we get in. Terra and then La Cabrona coming in. I think it'll be really good for everybody.
Anything else? How many Alibabas are there? And they're all in Dallas and suburban Dallas?
There's one in Richardson, Texas, Alibaba. We have one in Mexico, in Monterrey, Mexico. That's been open. Monterrey, that's where my wife's from.
Wow.
That's been open for about almost 26 years this year. And we have the Terra Mediterranean in Plano.
Terra in Plano, okay.
Terra in Plano.
And then so you'll come over here, Crockett Row, across the street from each other. Terra Grill will open later this year in the space in the middle of the block where there was bluefish sushi, not blue sushi, but bluefish sushi recently. Then across the street, La Cabrona will open in the space that has been another interior Mexico restaurant. So, those will both be good additions to Crockett Row, and we'll see La Cabrona before the fall, and then maybe Terra sometime in the fall. Adam, Lena, Shanaa, thank you very much for being with us. Steve, what other restaurant news do we have? It's Food and Wine Festival this weekend in Fort Worth. All the people who paid the big bucks will be out, enjoying brunch or barbecue. And are you going to be out there at the Food and Wine Fest?
I'm not for sure if I'm going to be able to make it this year.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's got to be an expensive ticket, but it's something fun for people to do. If you want to go, particularly I think they have a few tickets left for the barbecue cookout. You have about 20 barbecue pitmasters out there, and it's like $85, and you get to be part of that whole foodie scene. Now we got some food news. The original Mexican restaurant in Fort Worth, 93 years old. Family from Musquis in Mexico. The original family, of course, it's gone through several owners. The original, which was going to close, now has 3 more months. So now the date is July 1st to settle on a new lease or find a new place. But the original now has set a new closing date of July 1st, along with its property owner. There's a real star new restaurant in Fort Worth from Mexico. Alibaba is not the only restaurant to cross the border. Quince is now open in West Bend. Quince's first location is in San Miguel de Allende. And so they have brought their real spectacular restaurant from San Miguel de Allende to the riverbanks in Fort Worth on the Trinity Trail. It is not a Mexico restaurant at all. And it's a general menu focusing on sushi and Asian and ceviche, but they also have steaks. They have burgers. It's a general menu restaurant with a flashy bar and a great view, and soon a good rooftop balcony. They actually, Steve, at the opening, I don't know if they're going to have this all the time, but they had the big screen TVs in the room were set up over webcam where the DJ at their patio in San Miguel was playing the music in the restaurant in Fort Worth. So it was great to see the DJ in San Miguel, and you could see that whole scene and feel like you were on this rooftop in San Miguel and part of this high energy scene, even though you were in Fort Worth. So go try Quince, go try 61 if you haven't gone there yet. We have a lot of great new restaurants in Fort Worth. Go to the original while you can. We hope it stays. And if it has to move, then follow it when it moves. And we'll look forward to the summer arrival of La Cabrona and the fall arrival of Terra.
Wow, that's a lot of food news.
That is a lot of food news. Adam, Lena, Shanaa, I didn't mean to take up all your Mediterranean time, but we got a lot to talk about today. And I hope to see you over in some of these Fort Worth restaurants and while you're opening your own.
We'll look forward to it.
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you, Bud. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you for being on the Eat Speak podcast. Until next time, I'm Bud Kennedy.
And Steve Wilson.